Sounds good.
Okay, cool. We're recording. I think I'm full screen. Now I'm
You are.
full screen. Great. So, how'd you hear about AmeriBar?
So I heard about AmeriBar. I was actually Googling. I had failed the MPRE twice, and not by a short measure, by a long measure. And being a 3L, I knew I needed to pass. Obviously, I had no idea that the pandemic would be occurring. So it would be even more, you know, of a crisis for me to pass this time due to, certain measures coming into place now. Um, but in any case, it was very important for me to pass, and I saw obviously AmeriBar popped up, um, and was advertised, and I looked through everything, and it was, very different than the other, free programs that, I'm just going to spew out, like Barbary or Themis or JD Advising had promoted to prior students in the past. Um, and by different, I mean that you guys offered different levels of sub programming where, you had your free or you had like your on demand tutoring, which was very, different. Those options were more appealing to me. So,
Okay, great, great. All right, so let's see here. So that brings me into that's an interesting thing because that's two separate things to talk about: is the free course and the tutoring on demand, right?
mhm.
So, so did you take the free course? Did you do it?
So I did both. So I obviously signed up for the free course. Um, I also went and paid for the tutoring on demand course. Um, and I did both after I had emailed you, and I wanted an explanation. I highly recommend for each person, when they are looking through AmeriBar and they are, kind of unsure, to really reach out, because you guys are fantastic. You guys offer great customer service and we're very quick in explaining what each, sub program offers. To me, I am, um, you know, I was right on the line. Like, I didn't want to take another chance, and I opted for obviously the free program, but, to help. But the in tutoring demand I paid for as well, because I needed that extra, to help me on certain areas that I thought I might be lacking because of the last two times that I had failed.
Okay, great. And this mutes my microphone when I do, in case you're wondering why I'm doing that. Okay. Um, Great. So let's focus on the tutoring on demand thing. And maybe you kind of answered this, but let's just maybe get to it from a different way. So what is the main thing you liked about the tutoring on demand course?
So, what I liked about the tutoring on demand course was that not only is it flexible, and I think a lot of students, they're like, well, that's very similar to what, Barbary or Themis or I think Kaplan, those larger programs they offer. Um, but here, the tutoring on demand is actually you watch not only a tutor, but you watch another student. It is not just someone sitting down and blabbing the rules to you. Um, I don't learn that way. I know a number of students, they don't learn that way. I need to actually be engaged. And it's very a different learning style when you see another student on another screen who is perceiving the information that way. And they are asking the same questions that you want to ask, or something completely different that you might not think of. And it was like having a little mini, three-way class, even though I'm not asking the questions. and then I'm still getting homework afterwards. And I almost felt like, and this might be my own psychoanalysis, but I almost felt like I was competing with that other student who was in there. And I was like, okay, well, this student can do it, I can do it. And it was very productive for me. So I found it extremely helpful.
Great, great. I definitely want to talk to you about this after we stop recording, just for a second for the feedback on it. Um, so, okay, one last question then, and that is, would you recommend tutoring on demand, and who would you recommend it to?
So I would recommend tutoring on demand. Well, first of all, I would definitely recommend it. I have actually already recommended it to a few of my friends who have just recently failed the MPRE. And unfortunately, they're going to have to take it either right now. No one knows when many of the bar exams are going to be held, but who they're either going to have to take it in August or they're going to have to take it in November. Um, Lord knows again when. But I've recommended to students then and also 2Ls, hopefully. But again, as I stated, why I've recommended it to them is for these particular students who, again, if they can't sit still or they just don't retain, sitting down and watching someone like stand there and, you know, go and state the rules, or you get an actual, many of, as I stated prior, Barbary or Themis, they hand you an outline book and you literally just fill in blanks. Whereas the tutoring on demand, as well as on top of that, the free course gives you a large book with the rules that's supplemented, but then an actual full blank outline. And that blank outline to me was extremely important because it made me actually rewrite the rules in my own, and I'm going to say my own language. Like I actually had to learn it my way, not the way Barbary taught it, not the way Kaplan taught it, not the way Themis taught it, my way. And that's very important for us as law students because as we go through and we're about ready to take the MPRE or take the bar, we need to maintain and learn the law our way so we can not regurgitate it, but state it appropriately so we can memorize it and realize it later on down the road because it's going to help us in the long run.